Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. Our returning GM, Wayne Worthy, will be presenting for us a modern-day scenario. Well, almost modern. It's set in 2010, and it's called The Derelict. It was written by Sandy Peterson and Mike Mason, and was given away as a free promotion back on June 18th for Free RPG Day. Yes, that's a real thing. We have been anxiously waiting to run this scenario, so without further delay, the players are ready. Let us begin our journey into the darkness. Wayne?
All right, good evening, everyone. All right, so this is set right after, a few years after the economic crash within the United States and also around the world. Everybody's been suffering this Great Recession, and each and every one of you, your various businesses and enterprises began to fail. So before we even get to start, I'm going to have each and every one of you introduce your characters to the audience. So I'll start off with you, Thomas.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Scott Wright. I'm a professional actor, mainly Broadway, off-Broadway, mainly musicals on theater as well. And recently I've just broken into film with some independent films. Currently doing I currently just did a film for Spock's Searchlight, black words. And me and Horace met one night. He saw one of the plays that I had done, and he came backstage and wanted to congratulate everyone in the cast, and me and him just hit it off, and we became friends. So that's my character.
All right. Corey, you can go next. Introduce your character.
Okay, my character name is Spencer James. He is a MMA fighter. He's been around the whole minor mixed martial arts leagues for about 10 years. He's not a great fighter, but he's not a terrible fighter. And how we met Horace was after, watching one of his fights. He actually decided to come by and actually introduce himself, and we've been friends for about 4-5 years. And the reason why he is going to go on this trip is he's contemplating retirement. So he'll see if he wants to retire after this trip.
All right. The other Thomas.
Me? Oh, finally. Okay. So my character is Horace Blatt. He owns the ship that we're going to be on. It's called the Delilah. He was born in Boston. His family was just average. He received an average education. He worked in a number of machine shops as a young boy, and he gained some knowledge of electrical repair and machine repair. But he hated hard physical labor, so he just pushed himself and used his cleverness to become a shrewd businessman. He eventually pulled ahead, and he's never looked back. He has a little sympathy for his underlings, but he's a fair man. He eventually purchased a number of residences and properties throughout Boston and also in London. And he has homes in both Boston and London. The current state of the economy has damaged him somewhat, and so he has decided to sell his beloved yacht, the Delilah. And so it's actually sort of been sold, and it just needs to be delivered to Liverpool, England. So that's what our trip is.
All right. And the man that you're selling it to, his name is Martin Finley.
Yeah, I don't much care for him, but he's a business associate, but I always thought he was a dick.
Mm-hmm.
But he has money.
All right. Jeff?
My character is Howard Schul. I don't have an elaborate backstory. I'm basically an antiques book dealer. A little bit on the heavy side, not all that athletic, but I do have quite a high charm ability, so it helps me a lot in sales. And I've been able to befriend Horace and supply him with some rare books.
All right. And last but not least, Mick.
My character's name is Simon Peel. He's an antiques dealer. He has a shop on London's King's Road, which is a pleasantly prestigious place to have an antique shop. He was originally a banker, but was singularly unsuited to that profession. So he found himself initially running an art gallery and then moving into antiques. He's been doing that since the early 70s. He helped Horace initially by furnishing his house in the UK, which is how they met, and they've become well acquainted since. He's currently going through a bit of a bad patch with his business partner, Oliver Smallbridge, and as a result is rather glad to have a couple of weeks break.
Okay.
It's not a good time for him right now.
All right. All right. So, you guys, a few weeks ago, you guys have gotten an email from Horace. Horace, if you can read that email to the audience.
Sure. The email reads, "Well, my friends, the time has come when we have to make do with a little less than we are used to. My sweet yacht, the Delilah, has been put into escrow, and I intend on delivering it to her new owner in Liverpool in a few weeks. I know that each of you has enjoyed her comfort on more than one occasion. The reason I'm emailing you is to request your presence for her final voyage across the North Atlantic under my ownership. I can promise a wonderful and relaxing time. We have all the amenities. The trip will take 2 weeks, mainly because I'm extending the voyage for sentimental reasons. We can take the time to catch up on our friendship, play some cards, watch some movies, relax in the hot tub, whatever pleases you. Master Chef Elizabeth Hill will be on board for your gastronomic pleasure. Once in Liverpool, you're welcome to stay at my manor, Greyhaven. I plan on staying at least another 2 weeks before flying back to Boston. At the end of the voyage, we'll have ourselves a little party to say goodbye to the Delilah. Bring your bathing suit. Wearing it is optional. We should have great weather and lots of sun. I hope you all can join me. RSVP, your friend Horace Blatt."
All right.
And obviously you all RSVP'd me.
Yeah. So you all RSVP'd. The voyage will launch off on the 4th of July. So it'll be, you'll see fireworks on your way out. And so you guys meet up on the Boston Harbor where the Delilah is laid up at. When you all arrive, your personal drivers begin to unload your luggage and bring it onto the ship. And at that point, you meet up with Horace. And Horace,
Gentlemen, come on board.
When you arrive, you also meet up with Captain Jonathan McLeod and his first mate, Dennis Halstetter. I'm sorry. And as you approach, of course they greet you. Hello, how's it going? And Halstetter introduces you to a young man by the name of Charles McQueen. He says, this young man, sort of a last minute thing. I couldn't find any available deckhands. And this young man is actually looking to go to the UK. He's not that expensive, of course. He's not going to cost you that much, but he's pretty well of what he does. So Charles extends his hands to you. He says, "Mr. Blatt, pleasure to meet you."
Welcome aboard, Mr. McQueen. Do you prefer Chuck or Charlie or Charles?
Anything, sir.
Chuck.
Chuck is fine, sir.
All right.
And then he also sees some of your drivers unloading your car. He starts to take your bags onto the ship. Now, at this point, you guys are on land. Do you guys have anything that you want to take with you? Anything that you want to purchase before you head onto the ship?
Well, you all should really need nothing at all. Also, they should probably meet Elizabeth Hill if they don't already know her.
Yes, and as you mentioned there, you see a young woman, red hair. She's in a nice little uniform. She's got her hair tied up into a ponytail, and she's sort of bossing some of the guys around to, unload some crates onto the into the galley. Some of the food stuff and bottled wine and drinks and things of that sort. And then she sees you and she says, "Oh, Mr. Blatt, how are you?" She comes over and she shakes your hand, but then also kisses your cheeks on both sides.
I'm doing quite well. Is everything getting loaded? Gentlemen, you remember Elizabeth Hill, our 5-star chef?
She says, "Oh, yes, gentlemen, how are you?"
Yeah.
It's good to see you. It's good to see you. I know each and every one of your personal tastes and diets. Made sure that we stocked what you wanted on board.
Excellent. Well then, I suppose you guys can come on and make yourselves at home. Gentlemen, we have just one little thing, and that's I hope you don't mind Howard and Simon sharing a room. I've got it's one of the doubles. There's just not enough room to put you all in the same in separate rooms.
No, of course.
Sure.
I'm more than happy to muck in. It'd be like being back at school.
Mm-hmm.
So Scott, you're staying in the other master, and Spencer, you're staying in the room opposite of Simon and Howard.
Yeah, and as you're saying this, McQueen is standing next to you, and he says, "Oh yes, right this way." And he takes their bags into each separate room, and he says, I can assure you that by the looks of this ship, it's pretty comfortable. So you guys shouldn't, be too put out, basically." And so he takes your stuff on. So one last time, anybody want to make any sort of last purchases or anything like that before you board?
Is there a machine gun shop nearby?
Oh, well, you probably won't need any firearms, but we do have a complement of firearms down on the lower deck.
Oh, okay.
I mean, one never knows that there might be pirates or something.
Yeah, tell me what exactly do you have down there?
Oh, I don't know, a couple of shotguns and a few handguns, various kinds.
Okay, just mark that down on your inventory sheet.
All right.
Two shotguns.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. So 2 shotguns, 2 handguns.
And I also keep a handgun in my room, but
okay,
that's not like just for everybody.
Yeah, just you have the stats down there. So
All right.
So you guys get on board, and within the afternoon, the ship departs the bay.
Gentlemen, I should sort of give you a little. You've all been on board before, but you basically have 3 decks. You have the lower deck, the berth deck.
I can also show the. First of all, this is. I apologize. This is what the Delilah looks like.
Right.
For everybody.
Nice. Pull that up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got the lower decks, which is where the rooms are and the bathrooms. You've got the main deck, which has got the lounge and the galley and the dining area. And then you got the fly bridge, which is up on top. And that's where you can sunbathe, and we've got a hot tub, and the hot tub's actually on the main deck.
Can everybody see that? Is that showing up to everybody? And
Yep.
I can zoom in if needs be.
And we've got all of the things. We got what is it? We got jet skis, and we got wakeboards, and all the kinds of stuff. We have to have some fun.
Yeah. So, like, as Horace Blatt was telling you. The full complement is the hot tub, the galley, the dining room, which is pretty nice. Of course, you got the jet skis on the top levels. This sun lounge. Of course, you got bedrooms. There are 3 bathrooms and 3 showers. And right by the jet ski, there's the emergency dinghy. This is one of those dinghies that are made up of the really tough leather. Not leather, rubber. It also has like a motor on the end, and all you do is like you yank out a string, and it inflates within less than a minute. And it's definitely used for emergencies. But
it should comfortably seat 10.
Yes.
I asked, do you have any like fishing gear, stuff like that?
Yeah.
Scuba gear too?
Yes, we got scuba gear.
Scuba gear. You have there are 10 wetsuits. You also know that you stock different type of gear for different weathers, just in case you come across some nasty weather.
Sure.
Hot. If it's too hot, of course you can pretty much take off whatever you have. But if it's cold, you also have cold gear.
Well, the ship should also have heating and air conditioning.
Yeah, it has heating and air conditioning as well. But you're fully prepared for that. Of course, you have a med station with a first aid kit and defibrillator and everything like that you need. That being out on the open ocean, you really don't have much of an option. Of course, you can radio for help, but that might take a while. So you have plenty of you can assume that you have your survival gear, the stuff that you would need to survive in case of any emergency.
I'm gonna miss this sweet boat.
Yeah, it's a pretty sweet boat there.
Wayne, could you bring the map up the diagram of the ship up again?
Sure. Oops, 1 second.
What was the captain's name again?
Captain Jonathan McLeod.
Cloud.
But Captain McLeod's going to spend most of his time on the bridge, steering the ship unless we're not moving. And the one you'll deal with mostly is Dennis Halstetter.
Mm-hmm.
He's the first mate, but he does all of everything on board the ship.
He's kind of like Henry.
Yeah. I mean, if you guys need anything, you're going to talk to him.
Okay.
And then this new guy, Charlie McQueen, he's just the deckhand. If you need a towel, if you need anything, you just ask him.
He can also double as like the maintenance guy. If there's anything that's wrong with the ship.
Wayne, can you zoom in to the berth deck, the bottom deck?
Sure.
I want to show you guys where I've sort of placed you so that you guys just sort of have an idea.
All right, how's that?
That looks good. Okay, if you notice, you'll see bedroom 1, which is sort of near the front of the boat. It's actually a big area.
Can you set it so that Wayne's presenting?
Oh, I thought he was.
I was sharing, but
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So bedroom 1 is my bedroom. Then you'll notice over down the hallway, there's towards the aft of the boat, fore and aft. Yeah, towards the aft of the boat, you'll see bedroom 2. That's where Scott is staying. And then there's 2 beds on the top of the picture. That's where Howard and Simon will stay, and then Spencer will stay in one of the bottom 2 beds. They'll have an empty bed in there. The crew, they're way up in the very front of the boat, right in the tip of it. There are 2 bedrooms there. There's actually 2 bedrooms, but they've got 2 bunk beds.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 4 crew. So they're going to stay there. So that way you sort of know how everybody is sort of arranged.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want me to stop sharing with that?
No, we're cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. All right. All right. So you guys make your way out, and I'll say you're far away from shore by the time evening hits, but you can still see off in the distance the fireworks, and they're spectacular, of course. And of course, the captain stops and gives you guys a nice view. Charles is going around handing out champagne, and you guys can basically chat things up a bit. And I will say that at some point, maybe throughout the evening, politics starts. You guys start talking about politics. You start talking about the state of the economy a bit, and sort of the question goes around about, what are you guys going to do as far as money is concerned after this trip? After you guys, relax and everything like that, what are you guys going to do for money?
Yeah. I'll tell you, with the way things are going, I don't think that I'm going to have to sell any of my office buildings, but, if I have to, I have to. My problem is that I don't want to live any lower below my means. I kind of live above my means as it is, so I'll just hope that the economy recovers.
Well, I say fighting has been really good, but it's just been fighting is just taking a toll on my body. That. So I think I might want to retire after this, but we'll see. I might go for 1 or 2 more fights. It all depends.
Well, where are you going to make your money? I mean, you're going to have to. Have you been investing it?
I have bonds and stocks and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm doing okay for myself. Not the greatest, but I'm doing good.
Did you ever consider crossing over to acting the way like The Rock does, or?
Corporate sponsorship pays really well. It does, especially if you're an MMA fighter. Video games, movie acting, commercials. They pay really well.
Yeah, that's something that I've been in talks for.
How's your business doing, Simon?
It's been better, certainly. We were hoping initially, a couple of years ago, we've been talking about opening a new branch in New York, but I can't see that happening now. I mean, it's not awful. We're still trading. We're still business, but people aren't exactly flying to get through the door.
Yeah.
When something like this hits, luxury items are the first thing that go. It's a great time to be buying, not a fantastic time to be selling.
That's true. Maybe I'll refurnish my house in Boston.
Well, we'd certainly appreciate it if you did. I mean, I've been hoping to find some things on my trip over here, but unfortunately they didn't turn up.
How about you, Howard? What do you would you like to add to the conversation?
I think pretty much Simon and I are in the same boat. Literally.
There's gotta be rare book people all over the world looking for stuff, huh?
There is, and that's what's getting me through this. But again, this has hit a lot of people, so this is considered a luxury item. Nobody's really biting at the bit to read an crusty old book. But there are luckily still collectors who do appreciate it. So
you never quite explained to me how that whole system works. Do you actually go out and find these books, or you have people out there looking?
It depends. If it needs my personal touch and I need to persuade or purchase, I'll go personally. Otherwise, I do have a large contact base that everybody kind of knows everybody in this business. So, and with that, I'll down my champagne.
Okay.
Is it dinner time yet, Wayne? Or
Yeah.
have we eaten dinner already?
No, you guys haven't eaten dinner. It's evening. Just as you mentioned it, McQueen comes up and says, "Excuse me, gentlemen, but dinner will be served in about a half hour. You guys can accompany me to the dining area, and I can set you up with more drinks."
That sounds good to me.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry.
Oh, I said, yeah. I'll take one. I'll take another drink.
All right.
Yes,
Another sham.
Drunk Spencer.
Huh.
Drink more champagne or something a bit stronger, sir.
You know what? Because it's the first day. Let's try something stronger.
So he says, "All right." So he'll lead you to the dining area, and he says, and he goes and he mixes you up a nice drink, one of my favorite drinks actually, and he says, and he sits it down, and he says, "Here's a nice little mixed drink for you. Should put a little more hair on that chest of yours."
Okay, and I take a sip, and I said, "This is actually really good."
Yeah, it's called the Four Horsemen. It's a pretty nice mixed drink.
It actually is.
Yeah. I would have you roll the Constitution roll.
It's like an open grave.
Nope.
Oh my god.
A critical fail. Holy shit.
That has knocked poor Spencer on
Oh
his
my
ass.
god.
So what happens here is you're like, "Oh, this tastes pretty nice," and then you just gulp it down, and it starts to burn up in your chest a bit, and you're like, "Oh, that hit the spot," and then after about 2 minutes, you're kind of knocked out. Now you're not completely out for the night, but somebody can tap you and you'll wake up. You're drunk though.
Okay.
Way to go, Chuck.
Yeah. Well, it's the Four Horsemen. You're supposed to sip on that, not gulp it down. Jeez. And
Wow.
for the audience who doesn't know what a Four Horsemen is, it's Jack Daniels,
Yeah.
Jim Beam, Johnny Walker, and Jose Cuervo. Nice
Oh
little
my
mix.
god.
Yeah, it's actually really really
What
good.
is that? Whiskey, and
And tequila.
And tequila?
Tequila, yes, and it's wonderful. It's a wonderful drink.
I
But it
didn't
will
know
it will put you on your ass. Even a big
didn't-
guy like him.
I didn't know we had any Jack Daniels on board this ship that's like cheap.
No. This is top shelf. This is the other reason why it put him on his ass.
You're using my top shelf stuff to make mixed drinks? Oh my god. You're lucky this is your only voyage.
Would you like one, sir?
At the moment, I think I'll go for an aperitif, something like I don't know, have a shot of ouzo.
Okay. And he brings that out to you, and within about 20 minutes or so, he and both Chef Hill come out and they present your dinner to you, and each of you have something that you personally really love. I don't know if it's prime rib or top cut, whatever, fish, whatever you guys like. It's presented to you, and it's delicious. If you
Thank you,
guys,
Elizabeth.
oh yes, sir. Will there be anything else?
Just maybe later.
Okay. And so she goes back into the galley.
She's
And,
also a master bartender, so
yeah.
if you want something that's not going to knock you on your ass, you can make
Yeah.
it later.
Yeah. So pretty much you guys eat and you drink. Now, would you guys like to do anything else before you retire for the evening?
I don't know. Want to play some cards?
Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
let's.
All right.
Okay.
So we break out the cards and we smoke, and I don't know if we smoke. I don't smoke.
Okay. Well, it looks like it looks like some of you
Simon
guys. Yeah, it looks like some of you guys do.
Um, I don't know, Texas Hold'em probably.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's good.
So I'll say you guys do that for a while, and the ship is on its course, and McQueen walks around. He cleans up your dishes. He goes up to make sure everything is good for you, and then he goes to his duties on the ship.
Thank you, Dennis.
Yeah. Just if you need me, you can just call me. He has like I'll say he'll have a cell phone or something like that, or maybe a little radio or something where you guys can contact him if he's not around. Right. And of course, Elizabeth is standing around and serving you drinks whenever you need it, and cigars if you smoke it, and everything is good. And
right.
About an hour later, Halstetter comes down. And he says, Mr. Black, the captain would like to.
What is it, Dennis?
Yeah, the captain. The captain would like to speak to you about the course that he wants to take towards Liverpool.
All right, gentlemen, if you'll excuse me for a few minutes.
Okay. And so basically, you go up and.
Actually, the wheelhouse is on the same level we are, isn't it? It's up in the front. The bridge?
I believe so.
Yeah, there's actually two bridges. There's one up on the fly deck, and then there's
yeah. Well, he's on the bridge, and I'll say that it should be on the same level.
Yeah. So I go forward. Excuse me, gentlemen.
Yeah. And so he has a map rolled out, and he pretty much shows you sort of like the currents of the North Atlantic. He says, we're going to take this course. This course should lead us to, warmer waters where, everybody can have a good time. And this is more or less the scenic route.
Yeah, well, don't get us there too fast. We've got a whole 2 weeks, so,
okay.
You might want to travel tomorrow, and I don't know, whatever you think. And,
okay.
Maybe stop in the afternoon so that we can have some water fun. And
okay, all right. And he says, I'll continue until maybe 2 a.m. this evening and tonight, and then I'll set down an anchor, and we can. Okay.
How's the weather look?
So far it looks good. It looks good.
Excellent.
There is a storm towards the south, but it's this far towards the south. So I don't think we should run into any issues.
All right.
But if we do, I'll make you aware of any sort of course changes.
Okay.
All right.
Well, carry on, Cap.
All right. And so he goes on, and he's going at a steady pace. That they have plenty of fuel for the entire trip.
Sure.
Actually, fuel for the trip and back, just in case you decide to change your mind and keep the ship.
Yeah, I think at this point I can't do that. It's already in escrow.
Yeah.
Of course, the other guy could back out, fucker. He better not.
Well, it doesn't look like he wants to back out.
Right.
I mean, at least that's the impression you got from him when you sold him the ship.
Yeah.
And you would notice, and I don't know if you yourself would really care, but you would notice that although McQueen is new, so he doesn't really show anything different. It's just another job for him. But you kind of notice that the captain, the first mate, and Chef Hill, while they're tending to everyone and they're putting on a nice smile and a nice front for everybody, you could tell that they are sort of sad to see this go.
Sure. We've been together for a number of years.
Yeah.
So,
okay. But they're sort of keeping their emotions, under wraps.
We all talked about it when I had to sell it, long before this trip. So Cap knows that he'll have the highest recommendation for wherever he goes next.
Mm-hmm.
As will Elizabeth Hill, the chef, and Dennis. Dennis is just like on board the ship as far as he's the one I deal with the most.
Mm-hmm.
Captain McLeod is steering the ship.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah, he comes back every once in a while, but
Okay. So I'll say that, you guys play your card games, you continue to talk into the night. Anything you guys want to do before you go to bed?
No,
I
but
think,
go ahead.
I think I'm okay.
Okay.
I'd say right about 11 o'clock. I'm like, well, gentlemen, I think I'm going to retire for the evening. You're certainly welcome to continue. The crew will stay up until you've all gone to bed. There is the hot tub, but maybe you're not into that right now.
Okay.
So I say, if you'll excuse me, I'll see you in the morning. Normally we have breakfast about 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And I retire to my room.
All right. Anybody else?
What's the weather like right now?
It's so when you left the shore, it was in the mid to high 80s, about 86, 87 degrees. Out here, it's in its high 70s.
High 70s?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
So,
July.
Yeah.
So I'll,
And it's actually a little cooler. So right now it's about 65 degrees since it's nighttime.
okay.
Yeah.
Still, that's not that bad.
Yeah.
So I guess I reach into my, I have a little, I almost said carry-on. It's like a messenger bag. And I pull out a book and I say, well, gentlemen, I'll head up to the Sun Lounge and I'm going to just read for about an hour before heading to bed. And I grab my drink and I grab my book and I just head upstairs.
Yeah.
Now upstairs you're going to be exposed to the weather, so you're going to have the cool breeze and
Yeah.
And because it's
sky.
Yeah, especially since you're out here, there's no light pollution. You actually start to see you actually see the Milky Way up in the sky. Yeah.
Which is why I'm out here, just to take it all in.
Yeah. Simon, anything that you want to do before?
I think I'm going to secrete myself in the aft lounge and have a brandy or two to settle myself down for bed.
Okay. All right, so you're doing that. And Spencer?
I'm gonna go to bed. I'm just gonna go to bed.
Okay. So you head off to bed, and Howard.
Scott, you stole my idea as well. But as long as you don't mind, I'd like to read also up there.
Yeah.
I won't disturb you.
What are you reading? I should ask. What are you reading?
Well, it's a guilt. I'm a little embarrassed, but I figure this is kind of my vacation, and I don't have to read in order to impress people. So I'm reading a horror book called The Red Equinox.
Oh. I'm reading Do Mechanical Lamb Sheep Dream by Philip. Oh my God, Philip Dick? No, Dick Phillips.
Yep.
Dick Phillips.
Philip K.
Yeah,
Dick.
Philip K. Dick. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do that. I thought that you were gonna read some dusty old book upstairs. So
that's what if I weren't trying to impress somebody, I would be doing that. But this is my vacation.
yeah, which is why I'm not having a script in my hand. It's a vacation, right?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you guys do that for the rest of the evening, and then eventually you go to bed. Next morning, you wake up. You sit down to breakfast, and at this point, you see nothing around you as far as landmass. You are out in the middle of the Atlantic. The waves are a bit choppy, but not too bad. It's the sea is considered calm, but yeah.
I should mention too that the boat is set up, and it's a very nice modern yacht. So it's got a sound system, it's got a big screen TV, it's got all those things. So if like during the day we can turn the music, so there's music playing throughout the ship, and
Absolutely. Absolutely. What do you guys want to play?
I don't
What
know,
sort of music?
just
Jazz, classical.
just something that's kind of background music, not really intrusive.
Okay. So you eat breakfast. Nothing really spectacular happens. Towards the middle of the day, the captain finds a nice little spot where the water is, calm, and he sets down an anchor. And he comes to you. He says, "We can settle here for a few hours if you want. If you wish to do some water sports or scuba diving or anything like that."
Gentlemen, it's up to you.
Yeah,
We got water skis too, but I guess we're not going to do the water skiing right now.
Well, we could.
I mean,
he says if you wish to do that, we can set it up and I can lift the anchor and we can just ride around if you wish.
we can do one or the other. But we've got a sea kayak and got jet skis. If you guys want to play around.
Mm-hmm.
Quite frankly, I'm not much into that anymore, but I'll sit on the deck and watch.
Yeah, I guess I'll get on one of the. I'll say, anyone mind if I? How many Wave Runners jet skis do we have here?
I
2.
think we've only got one.
We only have one.
We got one.
I'm pretty sure the jet ski. I mean, if it's a jet ski, it may not. But if it's a Wave Runner, I may be able to pull someone if we have like inner tubes or the water skis or something like that. So.
I'll say that you do.
Okay. So if anyone wants to, maybe do that, I can pull you. We don't even need to lift the anchor. We don't need to go through all that hassle.
Right.
Yeah.
No one wants to take me up on that. All right.
I think I'm a little bit too old for that sort of thing.
I'll do that. Fine.
All right. There we go. Let's get the big guy on the water skis. Let's see how he does.
I think that I might just sit on the lower part there so that I can dip my legs in the water and just relax.
All right. So I will have you. I'll have you roll a Dex, Scott, as you're riding around, or a piloting skill, whichever one is higher.
Let's see which is higher, because I don't think it's going to be my piloting. No, it's not going to be my piloting, because that's a 1. So let's do Dex. 55. Now my Dex is 55. So I did it. I got it.
Okay, so you get on and you start this thing up. Have you ever been on one of these before?
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Okay.
I have them up in my lake house in Alaska. Yeah. So,
okay. So you start it up and you start skiing around a bit. And Spencer, you're skiing as well, right?
Yeah.
I need you to do a Dex roll.
No.
Okay. All right. So you, Scott, you hit the throttle and you're going, sort of full speed. Spencer wasn't really prepared just yet, and so he starts to slip off a little bit. He's got one of his hands on the little handlebar things for the skis, and he's like sort of stumbling in the water. Give me a luck roll, Spencer.
Nope.
No?
No, I didn't.
That looks like a 17 to me.
Yeah, that looks like a 17. Is it a 17 or a 77?
It's the 77.
Okay, so you get dragged off a little bit, and then your hand slips and you fall into the water. Now, I need you to give me another luck roll.
Okay.
Wow, I hope you can.
Yeah,
swim.
I do it.
All right. So you go on under the water. You can swim a bit, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you go under the water. Fortunately for you, right now there are no circling sharks waiting for people to munch on. But you're in the water now.
They probably wouldn't find much out here in the middle of the ocean.
You never know, man. You never know. Just damn sharks. Sharks. And then again, if you ran into a shark, it might just be like a sand shark or something. they probably won't really bother with you. More scared of you than you are of it. But anyway, no sharks. But you're in the water now. So are you going to swim towards the ship, or are you going to?
I'm gonna try to get.
And basically, Scott, you're zooming around, and then you sort of swing around, and you happen to see that the leash to the little strap thing is missing its rider, and you happen to see Spencer floating in the water. You gonna try to help him out?
In my experience, the best thing to do is to stop, pull the line back in, because you don't want that getting stuck in the jet.
You don't want that. Yeah, you don't want to have to smack somebody in the head either.
No. So I pull the line back, and I'm gonna see what he does. I mean, if he kind of wades in the water there, I'll go back and I'll grab him, and we'll try again.
Okay.
But if he's swimming back to the boat, I'm just gonna be like, okay, I'll open up the compartment in the front, throw the rope in there, and close it, and then just kind of speed off.
I'll try to. I want to try it again one more time. So.
Okay.
Now, if it's a wave runner, can you fit 2 people on it?
Yeah, we should be able to. Yeah.
Yeah, you can put 2 people on it.
So he's
a big guy, though. I mean.
Yeah. So you guys do that. Give me another dex roll, Spencer.
Okay, let me give you a dex roll.
Spencer.
Spencer wants to do a dex roll, or
Spencer? Okay. Yeah. You basically drive right over to him, and
I failed by 1.
I'll say that that's not much of a failure. So you get a handle on it. You got that. Scott starts to speed off. Wow, that's a dogfish.
Yeah.
So yeah, he starts to speed off a little bit. You're kind of like not as dexterous as you can be, but you get your feet under you, and you guys are riding around for a little bit. Give me another dex roll, and we'll see how that goes.
Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, I make it.
All right. So like now, all of a sudden, you're starting to feel like you're getting the hang of it, and I'll say that after a while of him moving around, you start doing some sort of tricks or whatever, trying to show off, and you start to do that. And I'll say you guys do that for about an hour or so. You guys get back in, and at this point, lunch is going to be served. You guys are served a delicious lunch. More drinks all around if you want. And the captain pulls up his anchor and starts to head off. You guys aren't doing anything this afternoon. I'll move on towards the evening.
Well, I wanna go to Scott and privately, and I said, and I want to say, so did you bring the movie? Are we gonna watch that? Do you want to watch it tonight?
Yeah, and he smiles and he opens up his messenger bag and he pulls out the DVD. And he says, "We can watch it tonight. I mean, it was a bitch and a half to get it out of the hands of the editor, but I got it.
Imagine.
It's not finished. There's no credits at the end. It kind of just ends.
Right.
But we can watch it tonight if you want."
Sounds like fun.
I'm intrigued because even the GM doesn't know what movie this is.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a fun movie.
All right.
Well, we can tell everybody at dinner.
Yeah, we'll tell everyone at dinner. But
right.
I'll give it to you so that way you can prepare it because, I don't know the wiring here. I don't know if you just put it in a DVD player and it plays on all the screens or whatever. I don't know.
Sure it does.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys have lunch. Your ship goes off for a while. Towards the evening, you guys are called into dinner, and you guys, of course, are having a fabulous meal and drinks all around. And McQueen comes up to you, Spencer, and asks, "Would you like another one of those 4 horsemen?"
Nah, maybe tomorrow. Not really that much.
Okay.
But I will have some.
You don't want to fall asleep for later because we got a surprise.
Okay, well, maybe something different. Maybe make something another special drink of yours.
Okay. Would you like something strong or fruity?
Let's go fruity today.
All right. So he looks at Hill, and Hill is like, okay, well, I guess that's my specialty. So she whips you up something known as a nebula eclipse, something I totally made up. But it's nice, it's fruity, it's beautiful, and it's mixed with like mango and pomegranate and everything like that, and it has a nice strong liquor to it, but you can't really taste the liquor. And the way that she makes it, it looks like actual like red and yellow and orange nebula.
Elizabeth, I know my blood sugar, but could you make me a brain hemorrhage?
Right away. And she makes it, and before she puts it onto your table, she says, "Are you sure, sir?"
Yeah, I think I can handle one of them.
All right. So she hands it to you. So you guys can talk amongst yourselves and talk about this surprise.
So, gentlemen, our actor has brought his latest movie, which nobody has seen yet. So, Scott, why don't you tell them what's going on? I thought we'd watch it.
Back last year, I spent about 3 months in Northern Ireland, in a town called Derry. I'm sure you guys know of it, where we shot a movie called Mézine, which is based on the Battle of Mézine that took place in World War I. And what they did was, it was the British, the Allies, against the Axis, and the British came up with the idea of digging underneath no man's land during the cover of night over about 2-week period, and build tunnels to the Axis side, and then detonate a bomb. And it was successful. The bomb was, according to reports, it was so loud that people in London could actually hear the bomb go off in Belgium. It killed nearly 10,000 Germans. It was, at the time, the largest explosion ever. It's still considered one of the largest non-nuclear explosions ever. And I had the lead role in this film. It's the film that we did with Fox Searchlight. It's being released in 3 months. The final cut isn't out yet either, but I managed to pull the film from the editor right before this trip. And, Horace showed some interest in it, so I thought I'd bring it and I'd show it to you guys tonight.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
And I'll say it, but hopefully it won't be a bomb.
Yeah. Hopefully it won't be a bomb, because if it is a bomb, you all were talking about your money issues, and most of you can probably guess that I don't have a lot of money, and so this is kind of it. This is kind of it.
Sounds like it's going to be fantastic. So
yeah.
All right.
So shall we make ourselves comfortable and watch the show? I've got a big screen TV.
Yeah,
sure.
Yes.
Anybody need any snacks? Any? Elizabeth, why don't you make some of those canapes? The ones that those crab things that I really like. How soon could you whip those up?
I can have it done within 20 minutes. It'll take a bit of time, but yeah, I'll do that. And of course, basically she goes into the kitchen, she whips that up, and of course McQueen comes out with popcorn and things like that too, if you guys want that. Having the full movie experience, you guys have this sort of like surround sound going on. And I'll say, so after a while, she'll bring them out, and you guys are eating and watching this movie. Now, what I want you guys to do as you're watching the movie, I want you all to roll the spot hidden.
Hey, I make it. I make it.
Oh,
That is.
I make it too.
Yes, I made it.
I've got a 6.
Okay.
I got a 4.
I have a 49, so I pass.
Okay. So, like, you all are watching this movie, and like you said, it was shot in Ireland, and you said it was like a World War I thing. And there are times in the movie where a lot of images sort of flash back and forth. And at some point, you guys see this, and it's sort of like a quick flash, but you guys see this, and this is during like a scene where there are a bunch of soldiers in the woods, and they sort of walk by something, and you guys see this. And like I said, it's sort of a quick flash. I don't know, am I presenting to everyone?
Scott, what in the hell is that?
It's so quick that if you guys didn't make your rolls, you would have it would have just sort of blended into the shot, basically. It was that quick. But you guys seen that, and you were like, hey, wait a second, what the hell was? Did I just see something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
What do you guys
I kind of look at the group and I say, I don't know what that was. Can we go back to it?
So you guys go back to it, and you guys pause it. And again, this is something that you see.
Is that some guy standing there? We're just seeing a reflection in his eyes.
Yeah. What the heck is that?
I don't know. It doesn't look. Does it look CGI?
No, it looks like it was part of the background. But you don't know. It wasn't that type of movie. Like you say, it was sort of a World War I film.
Yeah, it was a period drama.
A period drama, not like a horror movie or anything
Right.
like that. But it just like that just popped up in the shot, and nobody seemed to edit that out.
And I'm a supporting character in this, and so am I in the scene?
You're in the scene, and you would have. So basically, give me an idea roll.
Okay, I'll give you an idea roll. 36, I pass.
Or you passed. So like, and this is sort of you going back in your memory. You went back in your memory, and you started to think, and you're like, I don't remember seeing anything like this. You actually filmed on location. You filmed like right outside of a small town where you had a few people who were sort of superstitious, talking about not to disturb these forest spirits or anything like that. But you guys were like whatever, and yeah, you didn't notice it while you were out there. You remember like sort of walking through this woods. It felt a little creepy, but you didn't really see anything like that. So it's really strange that something like that got picked up.
Huh.
It's got to just be some sort of blurry artifact on the film or something.
Doesn't look like an artifact. I mean, we shot this digitally, so there shouldn't be any artifacts on the film.
It's like a creepy monster.
And it's like I said, it's in the background. So the shot, like basically the camera was shot up on the actors. This is off a little distance. That's sort of a zoomed in picture.
Yeah, it looks like an animal, but I mean, if it was added in for the movie, then maybe it's something the editor just kind of added in. I mean, the guys at Fox Searchlight aren't necessarily the most professional people, but maybe an editor just kind of plopped it in there. I don't remember an animal being there. I don't remember any locals being on set. I mean, we cornered off this entire section of woods. It's just it's odd, but it's probably just something the editor added in. We can keep going.
Now I'll have everybody do sanity rolls. It's the more you look at it, the more unquiet you guys are with it.
All right.
I make it.
All right.
I pass.
All right.
Hey, Wayne.
Oh, I've just passed. My
All right, that's fine.
sanity is 50. I've got 48.
Oh, that works.
I did not pass. It bugs.
Okay, I mean you'll take like one or two sanity. It sort of surprised you, and it's in your mind right now. You're like, that just doesn't look right. You know, you feel really unsettled, but not like you're going to go and run and jump off the ship and swim back to shore. Yeah.
Speaking of sanity, Wayne, you can turn your counter off.
Oh.
Otherwise, you're telling us you have one sanity.
Well, the GM has to be insane.
Don't question his madness.
I believe it.
Okay, so let's start the movie back from this point.
Yeah. And so you guys finish watching the movie, and nothing else like that shows up. And I know you guys are sort of glued to the screen looking for that. And the movie is good. The acting was the acting. Well, I can't really say because I'm the GM. I'm God. I think the movie was good, but that's up to you guys.
It's good, then it's good. Scott, I think it's going to be a big hit.
Yeah,
I think you might tell the studios though when you get back to check that area and see if there is somebody in the background and edit that a little bit out.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but like I said, it looked like. I mean, I don't know if they have bears in Ireland. It could have been a bear. I mean, I think badgers are there. I don't think it was a badger, but I mean, it could have been. I don't know.
You know, the way things go, it could have just been a guy standing there and the light hit his eyes just the right way so that it reflected, and he swung his arms and it got blurry, and it was really too hard to see clearly what it was. So
it's good that you guys are rationalizing that.
Just an accident.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. There's no such thing as monsters.
Well, no.
No, of course not.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so, what are you guys doing for the rest of the evening before I jump ahead?
Well, it's probably about 11 o'clock when we finish the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm probably ready to hit the hay.
Okay. And, of course, McQueen and Hill ask if there's anything else you guys need for the evening. And they begin to clean up. And after you guys retire, they'll also retire for the evening.
We keep hearing a lot about McQueen and Hill, but where's Dennis? Dennis
has been Dennis has been walking around as well. And I mean, he's just checking up on you guys, making sure everything is fine.
Right.
But he's also been looking after the ship, making sure that the fuel levels in the ship are good, making sure everything is fine.
All right.
All right. So, everybody. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say before I go to bed, I probably go up and talk to Jonathan in the wheelhouse. I'm like, so far so good, huh?
Yes, sir. I'm not looking forward to the end of this trip either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a real shame.
Yeah. Anything in particular that you want for tomorrow?
No, but we're taking it easy.
I nearly forgot. Hofstetter said that he also, since it was the 4th of July, he also brought fireworks. If you gentlemen want to play around with that, I should have mentioned that earlier, or he should have.
Yeah. Why don't we do that tomorrow night? We can set off some fireworks.
Yeah, that sounds great. That sounds absolutely great.
Hey, did we ever get rid of that thing for skeet shooting?
No, it should be here. It should be on board.
All right, I'll have Dennis see if he can find that, because we might do a little skeet shooting. That might be fun.
Okay. All right, and yeah.
So I said, well, good night, Captain.
Oh, good night, sir.
Jonathan.
And so like he'll travel out for a bit, and around the same time he'll anchor down, and he'll also sleep for that evening.
All right. And I find Dennis, and I mentioned the skeet shooting thing.
He says, "So, I'll have it set up for you, sir.
Right.
Anything else?" Oh, and he says, "I forgot to mention about the fireworks. We could have used that on the 4th.
Well, let's do them tomorrow night.
All right.
I'll tell everybody over breakfast. So
Okay.
So I go to bed.
All right. Anything else? Anybody else doing before I move ahead?
Well, if everyone says they like the movie, and then I think the movie's going to be a success, I'm going to go to the hot tub, and I'm going to get hammered. Like MC hammered.
Okay.
And maybe in my drunken stupor hit on Elizabeth, if she's good looking. But, that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm about to make a boatload of money, so that's good. I'm happy.
You know what? I'll join you for one more. And I said, I'll try the Four Horsemen again. I don't know if it's...
All right. So she makes that for you. She's a little light-handed when it comes to mixing the drinks, whereas McQueen was a little heavy-handed. So you can drink that, and I'm not going to have you roll a con for that. But I will have you guys roll a con for drinking and being in a hot tub.
What is my con? 45? I just barely passed. I got a 41.
That's fine.
I make it. Not like...
All right, so you guys don't pass out in a hot tub. And you guys are, and she'll join you. Since it's like sort of her off time, and everybody else is going to bed. And of course, like if you guys need more drinks, she'll go over and fix you guys up some drinks. But before I even do that, Horace, how do you feel about your employees, using your facilities like that on their own time? You don't care? Okay. So she'll know that you don't really care. And it's after dark and everybody's asleep, so she's going to relax.
I mean, I don't want them doing it while we're
right.
In the middle of the day, but
right. But it's the evening. She's been on her feet all day and preparing food or whatever, so she's going to relax. And so, you guys are talking her up a little bit.
So this is where my appearance in the 80 comes in. All right. Okay, I'm glad that my 80 appearance will help me with this. All right. Yeah. So I mean, if I'm let's do it. I can play hammered. Let's do it. All right. You gotta read me in though, bud.
So what are you planning on doing?
I plan. Let me listen. I plan. After this trip, I'm gonna sell everything I own. Selling everything. And hey, if I'm gonna sell everything, then maybe you and me, you should come to LA. You got nothing after this. What are you doing? You're not doing anything.
Roll a charm. Because she's while you're drunk, she's sipping on a Nebula Eclipse, and she looks like she's amused by your drunken state. But
ooh, that's a 27 out of 50.
Wayne, did we agree that she's about 28?
Yeah.
Which is fine. I look 28. I'm 39.
You look like you're 16.
You look 17. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm 39, but that's my gimmick, is I can play younger people. I'm like Ryan Reynolds, but
or Michael J. Fox in his prime.
Yeah, but without the Parkinson's later on.
That's why I said in his prime.
Yeah.
Although, yeah, Michael J. Fox, we love you, man.
Yeah, we love you. Keep fighting the good fight.
Yeah. But anyway, so she's slightly amused. She says, I might take you up on that offer if Paris doesn't fan out for me.
Paris. What are you doing in Paris? You have a job already?
Well, I have an interview, but if things don't go that well, I mean, are you hiring?
Well, I mean, I'm just an actor. I just say the words on the page, or I sing, "Start spreading the news," and I begin singing "New York, New York" for no reason at all.
All right, so this goes on for a bit. What was your end goal?
To eventually, I don't know. I think that Scott drunk, there is no end goal. I mean, if Elizabeth's going to keep talking to him, then he's got something to do. But if he's going to just sit there alone, drunk, I don't think that's going to work.
I'm just sitting there, I'm just like, I'm sipping on it. I'm getting amused at this.
I don't know. I think that after, let's see here, 1 out of 10, 10 being white girl wasted, I'm gonna get to like a 9. I'm gonna have Scott get to push it to about a 9, and then be like, well, I'm gonna go to bed. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm sleepy.
All right. So, you guys go to bed. I imagine. Are you in the same cabin with Spencer?
I'm in my own.
You're on your own. Okay.
He's got one of the big rooms.
Wakey face, Elizabeth. We got a room of my own. You just gotta walk down the steps and go down a hallway, open the door.
She walks you to your room. She makes sure that you get to your bed fine, and then you're trying to hit on her and everything like that. And she says, "Just a moment," and she puts you in a bed, and she puts the covers over you, turns off your light, and closes your door.
Yep, and then probably by that point I pass out.
Yeah, she puts a little wastebasket next to your bed.
I don't think I'll be vomiting, but yeah, I just imagine she pulls the covers over.
Yeah, you're out. She sets you up with bottled water and everything like that. And a bottle of Advil, ibuprofen. You're gonna need it in the morning.
Yeah, probably. I'm a light. Scott's like me, a lightweight. So.
All right, so you're the bed. She's gonna head off to bed. Spencer, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna go to bed.
Okay, so you guys all go to bed. Everybody is fine except for Horace, who's tossing and turning, having that image of that thing that he's seen in the movie. And yeah, it doesn't look like a bear. It doesn't look like a raccoon or a badger or anything like that. It looks like some scaly creature with sharp teeth, and it reaches out for you, and you wake up, and it's about 7 o'clock in the morning, and you're drenched in sweat, and
I
yeah,
can take a shower.
yeah. So you guys take a shower. You guys, somebody drop out.
No.
Oh, okay.
That's just me. So.
Okay. So you gotta get up. You get breakfast. Scott has a hangover, but you get coaxed into your health later on that day. There's some skeet shooting being set up somewhere in the middle of the afternoon. You guys, the ship stops for a bit, and you guys are doing that. And about 2 o'clock, you have Dennis who comes up to you, Horace, and he says, "Mr. Blatt."
Yeah. How many years have we been together, Dennis?
I don't know. It's been about 10 years or so. It's been 10 good years.
You know what? For the rest of this trip, since this is our last trip together, you can just call me Horace.
And he goes and he says, "All right, Horace.
What's up?"
The captain needs to see you. He said it's a bit important.
All right. What's the weather like? Is it just once again a nice day?
It's a nice day.
So he might be up on the fly bridge because it's
yeah.
nicer.
So I mean, the sun is shining. It's nice. Everybody, you're hearing shots go off for the skeet shooting. But when he gets up there, he tells you that he's been watching the weather reports, and it seems as though that storm that was to the south of us seems to be heading north and heading into the path of our voyage. He says he would like to actually move a little further up north. He says so take us closer to the Arctic area, like around Greenland, but and it will get colder. But I mean, we prepare for that. But if my estimations are correct, we'll only spend maybe a half a day or maybe even a full day at full speed up that way, and then we can move around the storm and get back on course.
All right. Well,
is that okay, sir?
Yeah. Do what you think you need to. I don't want to get swamped or anything like that. So.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So let me know when you guys are ready, and I'll pull up the anchor and we'll head a little north.
Okay. This is day 3, right?
Yes, this is day 3.
Now my guess is, for the sake of the game, is our days are pretty much all the same.
Yeah.
We have breakfast at 8. We have dinner at 8. We have lunch when lunch is ready. We've got all of the activities. We've pretty much done all the activities that we've got lined up, except for scuba diving.
Yeah.
And, just everybody relax.
Yeah.
So if we want to skip days, that's cool too.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. So, after you guys are done doing your thing, he pulls up this anchor and he starts to head up north. And the further north you're getting, the cooler it gets. The nights are dipping down into the 50s. The days are about 65 degrees. And on day 4, it's actually starting to get really, really cold, to a point where you're actually wearing sweaters if you're going out on deck.
Sorry about the weather, guys. It's just a matter of we're trying to avoid a big storm.
Yeah.
That's down south.
How big? I asked, how big was the storm?
It's like one of those sort of late summer storms that causes like the big hurricanes that when it comes onto shore.
Tropical depression.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you guys don't want to be in the middle of that.
Right.
Yeah. So, let me ask you guys, where are you currently at?
On the ship. Board the ship?
Yeah.
I'm in the lounge area, relaxing, reading a book.
Okay.
Sipping some single malt Scotch, Brookletty.
Okay. How about the rest of you?
If possible, I think I'd like to find a pair of headphones and a radio and try and catch up on the news if I can get the World Service or something.
Okay. All right. So you're doing that. Howard?
If there's room, maybe I could stay with the captain and just kind of watch. I mean, clearly I don't understand what he's doing, but
sure. So you're in the cabin with the pilot, the pilot's room.
Yeah, wherever he is, either up above or down below. Whatever.
He's going to be on the inside since it's a bit colder.
Right.
If you look at the map, the pilot sits right in front of the fore lounge. So there's actually places where you can sit there, almost right next to the cabin, right next to the captain.
I see. Okay, yeah.
You can even chit chat with him because it's not like he has to concentrate on what he's doing.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying not to be a nudge to him because I know he's trying to work.
Oh no. He sees you. He's got a nice smile on his face, and he says, "Oh, have a seat. Have a seat. Have you ever piloted a ship like this before?"
No, not at all.
And he starts showing you around. He shows you some of the how to pilot it. Some of the controls. I'm going to come back to you, Spencer. What are you doing?
I'm just hanging around, just trying to relax. Just gonna trying to read a book that I got
Okay.
in my room. Trying to basically stay a little bit warm.
Okay, so you're in your room. Okay. And Scott, what are you doing?
I imagine that probably this entire day. Because if they're like my hangovers, then
This is day 4.
Oh, this is day 4. All right.
Yeah.
I'm glad that the hangover. Actually, knowing me, the hangover's still probably there. So I'm in the aft lounge. Probably just. There's this is probably a stretch, but Horace, do we have satellite television here?
Yes, we do.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I'll probably be watching TV in the aft lounge.
I have a question. Does my room does it have like a window or like a porthole or something like that?
Porthole.
Yeah.
No porthole?
A little porthole. Yeah.
Okay. I kind of want to look out there and kind of, see and look around.
Okay. So I'm going to need you, Spencer, and you, Howard. Roll me a spot hidden.
Okay.
I miss it.
Okay. Yeah, because you're in the porthole and you don't really see much, but yeah, go on.
Yeah.
How about you, Howard?
I passed with a 44 out of 50.
Okay. So you're up there with the captain, and you guys are talking a little bit, and the captain happens to look up, and he squints his eyes, and he sees something off in the distance. So he goes and he looks through like a pair of binoculars. You actually spot something off in the distance, something sort of white. It looks like sort of like a mountain or something like that, like you're coming towards land. And as he's looking through his binoculars, he's like, "Oh shit!" And he sort of slows down the ship, and he rings like a little bell, and and Hofstadter comes up and he says, looks like we have an iceberg up ahead." He says, "We're going to take it slow," and of course, Horace, you hear the bell go off.
Yeah. So I get up and I head towards the bridge.
All right. So he shows you through the binoculars that there's an iceberg up ahead, and he says it looks like, from the looks of it, do you see that? It's sort of like a green. It looks like a green speck, because you guys are several knots or leagues,
Yeah.
I guess, away.
How close do you think we can get to that without it being in danger?
He says,
they're bigger under the water than they are.
Yeah. He says, we can get close. We're going to take it slow here, but from the looks of it, it looks like there's a sort of a structure, maybe. And he's zooming in a little bit. He says, it looks like a ship. And then he says, let's get closer. And as you guys are getting closer, this iceberg sort of looms up into the distance. And it's a large iceberg. It looks like it stretches several miles around, actually.
Wow.
Yeah,
Huge.
It's huge. It's huge. And as you're getting closer, you're starting to see that there is a larger structure. It looks like a ship that sort of got wrecked by the iceberg itself.
It's like partially on the iceberg, or
Yeah. And the captain tries to radio. He says, "I'll try to get in contact with that ship to see if it needs any help."
And I asked him for the binoculars, and I look through the binoculars at the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like a modern ship, or
Yeah. It looks like from the looks of it, it looks like a one of those ships that ships like goods, like food goods and things like that. It's like a trading ship.
Oh, it's a freighter.
a freighter?
Yeah.
And is there freight on it? I mean, does it look like there's...
Now, it doesn't have like those huge freight boxes, but it looks like one of those ones that have like cranes that lower things into the hold. Yeah.
So it's
Like
it's sort of like a cargo ship then.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a cargo reefer.
Any
type of ship.
identification on it, or...
You're not close enough to see that,
Right.
but eventually you'll get close enough, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
See if we can get raise anybody on the radio, or
yeah. Yes, so he's
There's-
trying.
there should be a
And-
distress signal, but
Right. He's not getting any sort of radio signal from them. Yeah, that's pretty much what you're hearing, like static or whatever. And he's calling over, and he's kind of like, this is the Delilah. We see that your vessel has been shored up on an iceberg. Do you require help, or any of your members injured? And he's not getting an answer. And so,
well, bring us within, say, 2,000 feet of it.
okay, all right, and he does, and it's
Make sure you're doing a sounding so that we're not like going to hit the ice under the water.
okay. And on this, as you're getting, now the ice, it's showed up on one side by the ice, but there's water on the other side, so there's a way that you can get towards the ship without bumping into the ice. If you get my meaning,
So we can actually pull up close to it.
you can pull up close to it.
All right, well, be careful, but yeah.
Yeah,
Pull up close.
yeah, and let me see how careful he is. Where's my dice? Where's my Cthulhu dice? Here we go.
No, don't use the Cthulhu dice. Those are evil.
Yes. Here we go.
I'd rather you use the satanic dice than the Cthulhu dice. 'Cause...
Okay, so you guys are getting closer and closer, and as you do, you feel a sort of a rumble in the ship, and it looks as though the captain wasn't as careful as should have been. Hofstadter goes down to the lower deck and says, "Yeah, we're taking on some water. Let me see how. Give me a higher low. Higher low.
Hi.
Oh no.
You say high?
Hi.
All right. So you guys punctured a nice size hole in the side of your
God
ship.
damn it. Well,
You went down to the lower deck. You should have asked for lower, not higher.
get the pumps going, and
Yeah. So both Hallstetter and McQueen are doing that. McQueen is going to try to patch it up. You've got material for that.
right.
And the water is coming in. It's not as large where it will pour in a whole lot and sink the ship quickly. You guys can pretty much patch it up, and that's what they're going to be working
All
on.
right. So now
I want-
we're right next to the ship, yeah?
Yeah. Now, I want you to give me an idea roll. Everybody else can give me an idea roll as well, which will be your intelligence score. If you're not familiar.
Can I ask a question too?
Sure.
I make my
Oh yes, I made that. By a long way.
I failed.
I
fail?
failed by a couple of points.
Okay.
I make it.
Okay. So you all are now seeing this ship. But Jeff, you said you had a question.
Yeah, so quick, I'm not that familiar with the boats and stuff, so where our boat, the Delilah, is, I think you said 95 footer?
Yeah.
Yes.
So the one that we're pulled up alongside of, like twice the size, triple.
1 second, I've got these stats here for that.
Pretty sure freighters are 200.
This is 333 feet.
330.
117 meters.
Yep, it's a big one.
It's a big,
Be
it's a
kind.
big ship.
I wanna step out on the deck and yell, "Hello, ahoy!"
Ahoy! You hear a little bit of your echo, but nothing else, except for the crashing of the waves, and it's freezing out here too. You guys somehow made it really north.
I'm gonna approach Horace, and I'm gonna.
Now, for your idea roll, because the ones that made it, you guys are looking at this ship, and you guys are thinking about your money problems, and you're thinking that, hey, if nobody's on board, and this ship is just a derelict ship, perhaps you guys can scavenge this ship and make a lot of money.
Well,
We are in international waters.
that's
Yeah.
true.
Scavenger's rights. If there's no one on board,
Yeah, and there is I will say that as part of this ship there's a library and everything like that, but in the captain's quarters you have his documents, you have everything, whatever, but you also have an accord for the open sea, the law of salvage and things like that. If you want to look at it.
Well, let's see what shall we go on board and see what kind of a cargo they have? Maybe there's cargo.
Maybe
We should-
even if there's no cargo, the scrap value of a ship that size is going to be.
See, I don't
substantial.
know anything about that business, but that's never stopped us before.
only problem
Okay,
is though.
what I'll do is, just in case something goes wrong, I'm gonna go in. If I say, hey, maybe we should, just in case, stock up on, have a couple of weapons just in case something happens.
All right, if you think that's necessary.
I think
if the crew are on there, I'm not sure they're going to be in any condition to put up much of a fight.
no, but
Well,
you never know. You never know what's going to be on there.
There
right?
could be pirates on there. Let's at least get some arms.
Yeah. I mean that's a logical deduction. But you also know that with a ship like this, you're basically looking at workers.
Right.
Sure, there could be pirates, but they would have to actually find this place.
Well, the pirates
Guys-
could have ran it up onto the iceberg.
True.
Who knows?
But-
Well, anyways,
Sure.
just to be safe, let's bring. I've got my handgun.
Get the race today?
So Horace, here's what I'm proposing. Because here's the main issue is that I'm familiar a little bit with salvage law, and the issue is that what if we find bodies? If we find bodies, it means that this is no longer salvageable. It needs to be reported to the nearest Coast Guard, and I don't know exactly where we are.
Well, the captain knows, and I mean, I'll say that by now we have the technology where there's sort of a GPS of where he's at, and you've got strong connections to that. All ships need to nowadays.
Considering the size of the iceberg and stuff, too, the captain should at least report that there is a large iceberg.
Yeah.
So people
But if I do think that we should go on board just to see if someone's hurt, because the fact that we're not hearing anything is kind of alarming. We don't know how long it's been here. So what if we took the Zodiac, the inflatable dinghy, the Zodiac, and we head over there and we get on the patch of ice and we get on board.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say that's reasonable. Can we see any identification marks from where we are now?
Yeah. On the side of the ship, the ship's name is the Greenland Tropisch, and it's spelled um, GR. I'm sorry. It's spelled GROEN, LANDTROPISCH. Sounds Greenlandish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Icelandic, maybe.
Yeah.
Something
yeah.
from the Dutch.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a Greenland ship.
Yeah.
Well, I think that you've got a good idea there. Is there a way we can get on board the ship too? Because there's probably some way to climb up on.
Yeah, there's a sort of a gangplank or something like that can sort of like a steel gangplank that can be lowered. If you get close enough, there's a way to yank it down, like a cord or something like that, or chain to yank it down, and you guys can climb up from that way.
There should be handy holds on the outside of the hull.
Or that too. Yeah.
I think if we're going to do this, we should really take a medical kit and some food and water, because if there is anyone on there, then they're not going to be in a very good shape.
Yeah, definitely water, definitely the medical kit.
And a radio kit, so that way if we do find anything, we can call back to the captain and just let him know, hey, we have people on board, we need to call help.
Okay.
Do we have any walkie-talkies? Dennis, do we have walkie-talkies?
Yes. Yeah. It's and he hands each of you some spare radio equipment back and forth.
All right, gentlemen. We're probably going to need flashlights. We do have a few of those.
Okay.
If there's no power on board the ship.
Right.
What time of day?
Wayne, would the handy holds...
1 second. It is like mid-afternoon. I'd say about 3 or 4. And you, Tito.
The handy holds, are they on... can we see the handy holds? Would they be on the ice, or would they lead down to the water?
They're on the back of the ship, on the aft the ship, and you can just climb up.
Okay, so what's on the water side? So we don't need carabiners or rope or anything like that in case we fall, because if we fall and we hit ice, then we're dead. But if we fall and hit water, we'll be cold.
You're dead.
We'll be cold, but
you'll have about a minute to get out of the water, then and get warmed up. This is that type of water out here.
How far north did we go?
No, we're in the North Atlantic. The water's not that warm anyway, but
we
had to divert and go quite a ways north so that we could avoid the storm.
Yeah.
I would like, what? Then if I do fall in, I want to get a wetsuit on just in case.
Sure. There's the wetsuit. That'll give you an additional minute in the water. This is the sort of type of wetsuit that crabbers would use in the North Atlantic or up in Alaska, just in case they fall overboard.
Do we have Horace? Do you have? And you said that you prepared for any kind of weather, but do you have parkas and the like?
Well, quite honestly, we didn't prepare for this far north, but
right. But I will say that it's in the cabin. Like, he's prepared pretty much everything, because you never know what you run into in the out on the ocean. So.
All right, so we got some heavy gear.
Okay.
It's stored, but I can get Dennis to get it out for us.
Awesome. Okay. Can we have a tool cage, right?
Yeah, we got plenty of tools.
We may need crowbar at least. Dependent on how long the ship's been out here. What is the temperature? Is it below 32?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it has to be for this, for an iceberg to be out here. 2, it's the Arctic now. You guys made it up to the Arctic, so it's pretty cold.
Well,
The water
Dennis,
is below,
Dennis,
below freeze.
get your tool belt and you come with us and
Okay, so Dennis,
see what we can figure out.
Dennis comes along.
When
Yeah, 'cause
Dennis
if
hands
it's-
me a sweater, I'll ask him. I said, I heard the commotion earlier about down below. Should I be worried?
He says, no, we have. He's like, we were able to stop the leak from pouring in. We've got pumps going, which will take the water out of the lower deck. But right now we have McQueen on it, and McQueen knows what he's doing.
Okay.
You know, before I even brought him to Mr. Blatt, I actually went ahead and I made sure that he was capable of doing multiple tasks on board.
Okay.
And he had a degree in engineering, and so he's pretty handy with his hands, basically. So he's good. He's a good guy.
Good. Good to know.
Yeah. Right now we patched it up. He's actually welding some pieces together to patch up the hole.
So, gentlemen, shall we? Let's get the Zodiac.
All right. So you guys get that out. Who's navigating it?
Well, I've got piloting skills. I can do it.
Okay. And Dennis also has piloting skills. So.
Oh yeah, Dennis probably would be the one.
Okay. All right. So he's able to maneuver, and without hitting any ice or anything like that. And as you guys are going away from the ship, you do see small bits of the iceberg that was sticking up that you guys ran into, and it was pretty hard to see anyway. So, you know that the captain was doing his best, but something that he couldn't foresee. You guys get there. You guys head up to the back. Now I'm going to pull up the map of the ship. Hold on. All right. 1 second. All right. So you guys can see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys are climbing up the stern
The stern.
of the ship. And up ahead, you basically see a more or less like a tower superstructure where it seems to be about 5 different levels. You see like a communications array at the top. So this is pretty much, you can assume that this is pretty much where the crew and the captain would be.
Has the communications array been damaged?
From the looks of it, it doesn't. But you're all the way on the bottom level. I wish I had a pointer I can show you, but like right around here, if you can see where I'm sort of circling, these are steps leading up.
Okay.
So you're on the bottom level, the first level.
Is this ship level?
Is it leveled?
Is it level in the water, or is it
Yes.
an angle
Is it
against
lean?
the?
Yeah. It's oh sorry, it's slightly leaning towards the back, but like it's leveled. It seems like it's just sort of stuck onto the iceberg itself, but it's not sinking or anything like that. It took some water on, but you have to do a bit more of an investigation of the ship to see how much the damage was.
Dennis, do you have any idea? Is the bridge up there? Shall we go head for the bridge first? We'll see if we can figure out what happened.
Sure. All right. So, in order for you guys to go, and I'm going to pull up. 1 second. I have another thing.
Can I see from where we're standing? Can I see if the lifeboat is still there?
If the lifeboat? All right. So, let me bring that up again. So you guys are right here. This is sort of the back area. You see two doors, one up here and one down here, starboard and what is it?
Port.
Port.
Port is at the top, starboard is at the bottom there.
Why the hell spiders? Damn it.
What? You had spiders?
Holy shit. You just plopped on my damn paper. God damn it.
I swear
Sorry,
we
guys.
didn't say those.
You sure you didn't? All right. So yeah, right. So like right here is port and starboard. There are two doors. I'm going to explain what they look like right now. Lifeboat is in these other cubby holes here. So you see one lifeboat here, but you don't see another one if you're doing an investigation and you're actually walking around a bit. The one that's on, I'll say the top one is port, which is port and starboard. You know,
Top is port.
top is port. So the port side lifeboat is gone. It's missing.
Okay.
The
Stern is the front?
stern is the back,
Stern is the back.
and
I thought aft was the back.
No.
the
bow is the front.
The bow is the front.
yeah,
Stern is the back.
Okay.
yeah.
Aft is the direction. If you're going towards the back of the boat, you're going aft.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
If you're going towards the front of the boat, you're going fore.
And then the stern is like the back, as in the literal back.
Right.
And then the bow is the front, the literal
And
front.
then the left side is the port side, and the right side is the starboard. And the way you remember that is port and left have 4 letters in them. That's the way I remember.
Okay. All right. So yeah, that's what you're seeing here. Now, you guys climbed up on the back, and I'll say that the two doors seem to they seem to have been ripped off. I mean, you could do a bit more of an investigation if you want.
When you say ripped off from outside,
Yeah. The door that's on the port side, the top one, it's looks like it's not just only been ripped off from its fittings, but like the metal door seems to be twisted somehow.
Maybe it's been blown out. Maybe there was an explosion.
You can sort of surmise that. Although, if you're investigating it, give me a spot hidden.
Okay.
oh no, 84, no.
I got an 07.
Turned around
07?
and looked in the other direction.
I don't see anything.
Yeah, let me know if you guys need to bring that back up.
Okay.
All right. As you're examining the door, you don't see any sort of burn marks or explosion powder residue or anything like that. So it wasn't an explosion.
And yet something has
Torn it off.
torn this door or blasted it out or something, but
Yeah.
no fire or very strange.
Right.
What does the corridor look like right inside the torn off door?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
The corridor just inside the door is it all torn up?
The corridor in itself right now is pretty dark. When you flash your lights down there, it looks messy. It looks like something pretty much tore up. Like you'll see debris more or less all over the place down the corridor.
What on earth? Dennis, do you think this is the way we got to go to get to the bridge?
He says, well, in order to get up to the bridge, we'll have to go up these steps, and it looks like the bridge, or the captain's bridge or quarters, will be at the top level.
Yep. So we're going to go carefully. Make sure the structure is sound, because if the door got torn off, then even though it's metal, the metal structure of the ship might be damaged. We don't want to fall through a floor.
Well, the freighter doors are what? They're 5 inches thick. So, I mean, you'd need, like, jaws of life to open that up and twist them the way they are.
Well,
So you guys,
something toward them all.
all right. So you guys are walking up the stairs. All right. So you guys walk up. You do see a similar type of mess on each level as you're going up, but you're not stopping on each floor to check it out. You're just going straight up to the wheelhouse, correct?
Right, correct.
All right. So you guys get to the wheelhouse, and there's. So as you're getting up there, you see like splatters of blood. Yeah.
Oh dear.
On the internal stairway, and it leads up to the access corridor, which accesses the rear of the wheelhouse. Now, give me a moment while I pull up the actual floor plans. All right. All right. So, let me... 1 second. All right, so you guys can see this.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys are coming up, and which direction did you guys come up through? The port or starboard? I would imagine the port side. So you guys get up to the top level, and so this is the area. You guys are coming in from 27. This area. And as you get up here, you're starting to see like trails of blood leading towards the wheelhouse.
Uh-oh. We've got some injuries.
Maybe it was pirates after all, Horace.
Does it look fresh?
Give me a spot hidden.
I'll squat down, touch it, and I miss it.
I got a 15. That's really good.
Okay.
Well, put your tongue on it.
Yeah. And
So-
I stick to the cabinet.
So, do you guys still need this up?
No, that's cool.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you as you're looking, you can't really tell if it's fresh due to the cold here. It's frozen basically.
It's
But it's
frozen.
yeah. So what are you? Oh, so what are you guys doing? So you're standing in that hallway
So we're in a
leading towards
hallway, and there's blood on the floor on the walls,
and on the walls as well. Yeah.
and it's heading towards the door that leads into the bridge.
Yes.
All right. Well, gentlemen, brace yourselves for a scene of horror. There's going to be some blood. Something's injured up ahead. Let's go ahead and go to the bridge.
All right.
And
So-
I stand behind whoever has a gun.
Yeah,
So,
we do
yeah.
have our guns out.
Oh, all right. So just a, sort of a show of hands. Who has weapons?
I do.
So you have your handgun, correct?
Yes.
Horace, what type of weapon do you have? Now, Horace says that he had 2 shotguns and 2 handguns.
Yeah, I have a Beretta 9mm.
So you've got a 9mm. Which gun would you have taken, Spencer?
Well, I think whatever was in his armory.
Take one of the shotguns. Or
No, it's one. I'm better with a handgun, but
It's probably the same thing. A Beretta 9mm.
Okay.
I would have taken a shotgun. I'm English. I've no experience of handguns.
Okay. So you've got a shotgun, and that's 3. Anybody else carrying any weapons?
No, I'm better with my fists, but also I don't know how to use a gun.
Okay. It's just point and click, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like a
But,
camera.
Yeah, but that's for if we know anything, Wayne. Men can't shoot guns in Call of Cthulhu. Remember, the women can shoot the guns.
Yeah. We also know that when Scotty fires a blank gun, he closes his eyes.
Yeah. Well, you've watched me shoot fake guns. You should know this by now.
All right. So you guys are getting into the wheelhouse. This door actually seems to be partially closed, and there's blood on the door as well. But you also see a light coming through the ajar door. So you guys are going in.
Can I sort of use my foot to push the door open?
Sure.
Or does it open in or does it open out?
This is I'll say it opens in.
Okay.
I mean, like it swings in. It swings in.
So I'm going to put my foot against the bottom of it and give it a shove so that it swings in. So I got my hands free with my guns in it.
All right. And as you open the door, and we should wait for next week to see what you see.
Oh, shit.
Son of a...
Oh, crap. Okay.
I needed a really good cliffhanger, and that was awesome.
Cliffhanger. All right.
Watch it be nothing. Watch it be nothing at the very end. There's nothing there.
It's Wayne. It's a giant spider.
You bastards.
So we're going to end it there. Our players tonight included Corey Highstead, Thomas McKeon, Nick Swan, Jeff Wilkins, and myself, with Wayne Worthy as the Keeper of the Secrets. Our musical introduction, entitled Slowly Creeping, was borrowed with permission from Purple Planet Music, and you can find a link below to their very useful site. Our games are played using traditional tabletop methods, with music and sound effects added in post-production in order to create a richer listener experience. This is Tom Rayleigh inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Till next time, good luck and good gaming.